Mark, Sky Racing 1 will be with us any second. Thanks, Bordeaux, and this is the first of the majors tonight at Bendigo, the champion distance final featuring the biggest name in the game from a staying point of view. That is Without a Trace. She broke the track record here at Bendigo last Friday night, Smith, and it holds her in fantastic stead. Not that she needed a lot to win this tonight.
Her best wins this race. It's as simple as that. Will she show her best? Can she show her best? The map says that it's not too bad and that if she is at her peak, she can be winning this race and she can be running them a merry dance. No dog can get within 5 or 6 lengths of her in this race. If she shows it, I think she can tonight. She's my on-top selection. Mapunga Lara, who's a Group 1 winner in her own right, I've got in for second. And then a couple of the 600-metre specialists that are up in trip that'll be a little bit suspect late. Vista Weird and Zelda Cavilla. I think their presence will be felt when the whips are cracking. My numbers 4, 5, 7 and 8, but watch out for Amron Toy. Where he lands could pay some serious dividends to some of these chances.
And Brett, you've decided to take on the champion Without a Trace.
Yeah, with respect, of course, to what is a wonderful greyhound. 8-4-5-3 for me. I've got Zelda Cavilla on top. I just thought that he could power over from the outside here. I wanted nothing to do with the inside division in this race with Amron Toy in the race. I thought he was very good behind Without a Trace, who is going to be obviously the track record holder. If she makes a mistake, I thought Zelda Cavilla at an each-way price was a big hope here. So I've gone with him on top. Without a Trace, if she shows her best, she'll win this easy, that's for sure.
Big night here at Bendigo, and this is the first of the big races. It's the champion distance final. The champ Without a Trace, the start favourite. Here's Dan.
Just about ready to run. Second line moving in. Green light about to show. There it is, the first of the big ones. The Pink Diamond champion distance final. Favourite in blue. And away, Without a Trace. She stumbled out of the boxes and she's going to be back near last. Zelda Cavilla's going to find the lead here from Amron Toy, who's tried to push up to keep him working. Regal Giles got through to third. Vista Weird's on the charge. They're clear on Mapunga Lara and Lady Rapid, and Without a Trace is last. It is Zelda Cavilla, a length in front of Vista Weird. Amron Toy right behind them. Regal Giles running on. They're clear on Mapunga Lara. Lady Rapid and Without a Trace is at the rear around the turn. Vista Weird, Bob's still in front. Zelda Cavilla's trying hard, but Vista Weird in front, and Vista Weird won the distance. Beat Zelda Cavilla. It's a Corey Lee, Heinrich Cornella. Third home was Mapunga Lara. Fourth a photo. Amron Toy, wide out Regal Giles, and Without a Trace was absolutely flying at the finish. Then came Lady Rapid, and Lightning Quick was last. The time is 37.486.
Well, Vista Weird, from a draw that suits into the ground, has won the Pink Diamond champion distance for 2026. Defeats his kennel mate in the mighty Zelda Cavilla. Mapunga Lara into third, and for Without a Trace has stumbled at the start, and it was incredibly hard work after that. Here's Ethan with Josh Formosa, who's had a massive night at the office along with his partner Corey Heinrich.
Had a massive night at the office, and pre-race Corey made a comment that she preferred Zelda Cavilla, and that's why she had him and you had Vista Weird, and well, here we are, Josh.
Yeah, she loves that dog, and he gave a good sight from the pink cross. He tried his guts out, but obviously Weird's just that bit stronger, and it was a bit of the unknown, really. It was their first time over the distance last week. They both went super. I think that Zelda Cavilla led up and only ran about 2.5 lengths out the record himself, and Weird won his heat, went nice, and they've come back and gone one better again, so we're wrapped.
When you saw the way that they lobbed and Zelda Cavilla stole quite a bit of a march going out of that first spin, do you think that Vista Weird was going to be able to reel him in?
Oh, it's interesting. I was more worried about the red because I didn't know how ours was going to run it out. The red was still in close, but they hit the line well and they went respectable time, so we're very happy.
I know we've only just run the race, so future plans are, pretty quick to be asking this question. But the way he hit the line, you reckon we're going to try him over 700? I know he's had a few runs in his career now, but maybe a late bloomer over the distance?
It's actually funny. We're just going to go the opposite and drop him back to a Horsham Cup, I think. Just a bit of a change up. Like they go to the Meadows on a 600, then they drop him back to the 500. You see that works, and we're going to give that a go and see if we can pull it off.
Well, what you're doing seems to be working. There's been plenty of winners for you guys tonight, so congratulations and good luck for whoever's remaining in.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Well, a very strong win for Vista Weird. My apologies, stepping up in trip for the first time. Interesting to hear that he'll be going back in distance to the Horsham Cup. Not sure I'd be doing that after that kind of run, but fantastic win and another Quinella for the team.
Yeah, that is an interesting move, but I don't knock it personally. I think Horsham's a track that could possibly suit him to the ground, particularly if he had a wide draw, and a big high five there for the happy couple in Corey Heinrich and Josh Formosa, who just continue on what's been a magnificent roller coaster for him tonight. And Smithy, here's going to be a telling tape here. Without a trace, unimpeded early, just stumbled after that first couple of metres. In the end, as much as she charged home really well, it was too hard, but full credit to Vista Weird and Zelda Cavilla, who went 1-2.
Yeah, it was disappointing, obviously, Without a Trace was just out of the race basically after a metre because she did take that little stumble. But all credit to Vista Weird then, and all credit to Josh Formosa and Corey Heinrich, because the job that they are doing with these dogs, they're looking a little bit left of centre in terms of the breeding with George Daly doing all that, and then they're looking a little bit left of centre in terms of the preparation as well, and it's clearly working. They're reaping the rewards tonight. Tom and Andrea have been such stalwarts of greyhound racing and greyhound training for such a long period of time, and for Josh and Corey to pick up that baton and run with it tonight, I think is an absolute credit to this young duo who they've won some good races in the early kind of stages of their training careers, and they've reinvested it back in the sport. We've seen them have a Phoenix slot last year, and we've seen them win plenty of big races, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon, particularly when they do things like Vista Weird dropping back to the 485 of the Horsham Cup and then stepping back up. I absolutely love that. Keep the dogs fresh, keep their minds ticking over in the right direction, and know that you've got the dogs capable of doing it due to that breeding program that does exist there at Team Daly.
And what's so prominent about these greyhounds breeders, they're so consistent. Vista Weird and Zelda Cavilla, I mean, they've got similar profiles. They race in a slightly different way, but you just know what you're going to get with them. And as someone like all of us, consistently going through form, it's such a luxury to have greyhounds as consistent as them going around.
Yeah, I think so many feature races over the last 12 months, you've heard the name Josh Formosa, and I think you've got to first of all just applaud this training performance so far tonight. I believe that's 3 features they won on the card. They've Quinella that. It's hard enough to win one feature race, but to do it on a night like Pink Diamond with some really encouraging maidens, and then a race like this who had the likes of Without a Trace in it, that's just a tremendous training performance, and a wonderful performance from Vista Weird. Had to do it the hard way. It did look, I know, box 7's okay for this greyhound, but just with how the map looked, it looked to be a tricky assignment for him, but nevertheless, he was superb. And Zelda Cavilla lost no admirers either. The time on this race was fairly slick. It was only 2 or 3 lengths off what Without a Trace did last Friday. So really good performance from Josh Formosa. He should be thrilled.
100%. And Smithy Mapungalara back to some sort of form as well, finishing 3rd.
Yeah, good to see. I'd probably say that she's a dog that is suited to the 660 metres. She's obviously fantastic over the 700 as well. But sometimes in these races, when you have dogs like Vista Weird, who is a Group 1 finalist over 500 metres, and Zelda Cavilla, who's been a star over the 5 and the 600, sometimes they just get run off their feet a little bit, do their best work late. But Mapungalara is a dog that, at her best, can compete in any race in the country over the staying trip. And it was good to see her performance there, albeit without a trace being a factor at all, given that stumble at the start. But it is greyhound racing. Sometimes things can go a little bit wrong, including there Without a Trace. But as long as she pulls up well, she'll be going on and contesting some of the biggest races towards the end of the year as well.
For a lot of late last year, for a lot of the start of this year, we looked at Without a Trace and knew what we're going to get, and that was outstanding performances at the highest level of the sport. You mentioned pre-race that occasionally she can put in a stinker. You go back through her most recent run. She's gone 7th, 1st, 5th, 1st, 6th, 1st. Tonight, she's finished 5th. Do you treat her differently from an assessment point of view going forward?
I wouldn't say she's at her absolute peak in terms of consistency, but her peaks, her ceiling is the highest of any stayer in the land. So maybe that floor is getting a little bit lower in terms of her worst performances, but that ceiling is just as high as we saw last week. And to be honest, I'd just be putting a pen through this one. I know she's put up stinker performances in the past that there's probably been little reasons behind it. This is a big reason behind it because of the way that she slipped off the mat. I know that's her fault. I know she's in control of that, but at the end of the day, I think that's just a little mistake, and she had no right to win from where she lobbed. So it's one of those races that I just put a pen through, move on, and not really consider it when I'm doing the form moving forward.
And Brett, what's your answer to that same question?
Yeah, I think what she did at the end of last year